Student Involvement invites you to the Week of Welcome events starting Monday, January 18th and ending Friday, January 22nd. To see a schedule of events happening on each UTRGV campus, enter utrgv.edu/Week of Welcome. For more information, contact the Office of Student Involvement.
Well, coming up in a few minutes, One Valley School is helping students through the power of radio. We have those details coming up.
Hear how a DACA clinic held in San Juan is helping immigrants right here in the Valley. And the latest Powerball drawing has people across the country seeing dollar signs. Hear how Valley residents are reacting to the billion-dollar jackpot as UTRGV TV starts now. Happy New Year, Vaqueros. I'm Steven Cavazos, and thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of UTRGV TV. At the top of our show, a new program at Memorial Middle School has students taking their communication skills to the next level. Our reporter Orlando Vargas is on location and brings us more. Orlando.
Well, that's right, Stephen. MaryAnn Garcia has worked in radio for more than 20 years, and recently she became an educator, and she's helping her love for radio will also help her students find their calling.
I started in radio when I was 14 years old. I was basically ending middle school, starting high school.
What started as a dream became a reality for MaryAnn Garcia.
And by the time I graduated, I was ready to go and had my own radio show.
My name is Natalie Garcia, and coming up, I've got Bruno.
Garcia is now teaching radio production to dozens of kids in her speech class.
Radio it helps them ease into the public speaking aspect.
Memorial Middle School is the only campus in the district to offer the program to secondary level students.
You know, they need to learn how to communicate with other people out there, and it becomes increasingly difficult when you have things such as Facebook, such as Instant Message, Kik, and all those social media apps that are out there that we tend to lose that one-on-one.
Garcia says technology is hindering students from learning communication skills. Her radio program is helping turn that around.
So far we've done Newscast, we've done the radio shows, we've done learning drops. It's basically the basics.
12-year-old Nathaniel Schoonoveer started the program a few weeks ago.
I was creating a drop mix that Miss told us to do. When you get her voice and you get other artist's voice and create it with a cool song.
He says learning how to craft different things with audio helps him be creative.
You get to put your favorite songs together and you get to see what your imagination can do and you can put it together.
Garcia hopes that sharing her knowledge will ignite the same passion in her students that led her to the place she now calls home. And do you think maybe when you're older you want to maybe go into radio or TV?
Now that I did this, yeah.
And as you can see, these small radio personalities still have a long way to go. She will continue to coach them until they have to leave to high school. Now, Garcia says she also plans to expand the program for future generations. Reporting in Harlingen, I'm Orlando Vargas for UTRGV TV.
San Juan held a DACA clinic this past week to assist immigrants with their application process. Our reporter Giselle Ortiz was there and brings us more.
The year was 2012 when the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program known as DACA was announced by President Barack Obama's administration.
Ultimately, what we want is permanent protection from deportation, not temporary.
DACA not only provides protection, but it also gives immigrants the opportunity to work in the United States.
Once you're approved, your work permit is valid for 2 years currently, and before those 2 years are up, you're going to need to apply to renew it.
Caitlin Boehne is one of the many attorneys who, along with the University of Texas law students, hosted a DACA clinic in Idea College Prep School in San Juan, Texas, to help many individuals from the Valley get started on or renew their DACA application.
One of the eligibility criteria is you need to be at least 15 years old when you apply, unless you're in removal proceedings already. So there's no deadline. As people turn 15 and they age into eligibility, they can apply for as long as the program exists.
As helpful as a DACA program is, misconceptions do arise.
There is no possibility of getting citizenship through DACA. There's no way to get a green card. It's not a pathway to citizenship. DACA is just a temporary license to be present in the United States. Now, that doesn't mean that if you have DACA, you can't apply for other forms of immigration relief. If you qualify for a U visa, a T visa, a green card because of a relative, you can still pursue those other avenues of relief.
Boehne says it is made known that the DACA program is not a permanent solution, and it's really up to the president to decide whether to keep or discard the program.
It's our advice that if you can qualify for DACA now, you should apply now to get those benefits now, because it's going to be harder to take them away from you once you have them if there are any changes made to the program in the future. And so we would want people to take advantage of this opportunity while it exists.
More importantly, the DACA program is seen as a step closer to finding a more permanent solution for immigrants living in the United States. Reporting in San Juan, Giselle Ortiz, UTRGV TV.
With nearly $1.6 billion up for grabs, the latest Powerball drawing sent people across the country into a state of frenzy. UTRGV TV's Patty Hinojosa spoke with Valley residents about the highest winning jackpot to date.
Tension.
When the Powerball is really high, yes, it brings in a lot more business.
Excitement.
$1 billion? I mean, that's, who wouldn't want that?
And nerves.
The big money. That's a big pot.
Were felt this week throughout the Rio Grande Valley as the Powerball lottery had many residents pinching their pennies.
I want him to be the $3 each, please.
Residents drove from all over the valley for the opportunity of scoring big bucks.
Yeah, I think about it. All my family, my friends, and wow, I don't know. Honestly, that's a lot of money and you can't spend it at once.
While Powerball winners were announced, those humble at heart did not lose their hope.
Keep trying to win and always look forward to blessings do come, and keep in mind that we all are human, and if we do get a little bit of money in our life, learn to share it around. Pay it forward, how they say.
In McAllen, Patty Hinojosa, UTRGV TV.
Well, it's a new year, and our sports reporter Daniel Galvan sat down with a special guest from UTRGV Radio to try and predict what could happen in the world of sports in 2016.
How's it going, and welcome to the first sports segment of the new year here at UTRGV TV. I'm Daniel Gabon, and this one's going to be a little bit different than what we'll usually do, or what I'll usually do. I'll usually be in studio, and I'll reflect back on what's happened in the week of UTRGV athletics. But to kick off the new year, I'm joined by UTRGV Radio's Mark Lopez, and he's going to join me. We're going to predict what's going to happen in the year in sport in 2016. We're going to both offer 8 predictions each, 16 in total, both locally and nationally across the sports landscape. And we don't have much time, so we're going to get started first. Mark, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl?
Panthers win the Super Bowl. They go all the way.
Cam Newton sure is good. I'm going to stay here at UTRGV. I think the women's basketball team is incredibly talented. Entered WAC play 2-0. I think they're going to win the WAC tournament, go to March Madness. What's your second prediction?
Well, I'd say I'm going to stay here at UTRGV, and the UTRGV baseball team gets one no-hitter in the season.
That would be phenomenal to throw a no-hitter when that season kicks off. I'm going to go to the Dallas Cowboys, Mark. I think the Dallas Cowboys are a perfect match for Johnny Manziel. I know the Rams are interested in Johnny, but it just feels like it's right for Jerry Jones to be in the same locker room as Johnny.
Well, I'm going to stay here in Texas, and I'd say the Spurs win the national NBA title.
And he's a big-time Spurs fan, so no bias there, but they are pretty good. Staying with basketball, Kevin Durant's a free agent after this season. I think he goes back to his hometown of Washington, plays with John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
You know, I'm going to bring you back to Texas and fight you. I say the Cowboys take RG3 instead of Manziel.
They could get both of them, man. But speaking of fighting, I like that you mentioned it. Conor McGregor and Holm, who just beat Ronda Rousey, they are the big UFC stars, and I think they're going to both lose at UFC 197. I think Conor McGregor loses to lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos, and Holm gets upset by her first challenger, Miesha Tate.
You can go to the NBA, and I say Westbrook is taken by the Lakers.
So Westbrook and Durant out of OKC. Gotta feel bad for those fans. Maybe some baseball. The Yankees will win the World Series. I love their closer with Aroldis Chapman there, Andrew Miller, and then even Dellin Betances. That bullpen is as lethal as Kansas City's.
I'll say there will be at least 10 more controversial articles about the Rio Olympics.
Rio is an absolute political disaster, and so that could happen this summer. Barcelona, let's go talk about soccer. With Neymar, Messi, Luis Suarez, that's like having Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant, except they don't bite people. I think they're going to win the Champions League.
I say Alabama repeats for a second year in a row of the national title.
UTRGV football will also remain undefeated. Hockey, the Dallas Stars are great with Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn. I think that offensive output leads to a Stanley Cup appearance.
My final one is our Texas native, Spieth, gets the Grand Slam in golf.
Jordan Spieth will make people watch golf. Speaking of Grand Slams, wouldn't be surprised if we see Serena do that. But my final prediction, I'll stay here at UTRGV. Save the date. March 5th, 2016. Find a seat in the UTRGV Fieldhouse and watch our men's basketball team. I predict that they will upset WAC juggernaut New Mexico State. It's going to be a buzzer beater 3 from Antonio Green. I called it here first, but go check that out March 5th at the UTRGV Fieldhouse. So those are our 16 predictions. If you didn't get enough of Mark Lopez, you can listen to him and his cast and crew at UTRGV Radio from Edinburgh to Brownsville. You can listen to them at live365.com. Just search UTRGV Radio. And for UTRGV TV, I'm Daniel Gabon.
Well, that's all we have for you today, but remember, if you have a story you'd like us to know about, you can find us on Facebook. Just search UTRGV-TV, or you can email us to utrgvtv@gmail.com. And don't forget to tune in to UTRGV TV in Espanol, January 22nd. I'm Stephen Cavazos. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you back here next time.